So the other day I'm hanging out with Carol and I say to Carol, look, no. It's not your pillow, it's not your new mattress, and it's not the way you sleep. Maybe your headaches and your ear pain and your jaw pain and your tooth pain in the morning. Maybe it's something else. And she looks at me and she's like, well, what is it? And I say to her, well, maybe it's bruxism. And she says, well, what the heck is bruxism? And I say to Carol, well, bruxism in the medical and in the dental field refers to the grinding and clenching of your teeth. And when you grind and clench your teeth, down the road, it can lead to serious problems like jaw disorders and tooth pain and facial pain and other medical problems, especially if it's not addressed, diagnosed properly, and treated properly by a medical professional. And so Carol proceeds to ask 21 questions, as she should. Love her as a patient. She says to me, well, what causes bruxism? And I say to Carol, well, unfortunately, the number one cause to bruxism is stress and anxiety. And of course, with a pandemic in the mix, some of us have been more stressed than usual, you know, more stressed than we'd like to be. But even before the pandemic, in our day-to-day lives, stress and anxiety is all around us. Sitting in traffic during rush hour, trying to get to an important meeting, that can be pretty stressful. Other things that may cause bruxism are medications. Certain medications like narcotics or something like Adderall can cause bruxism. Even caffeine and alcohol have been linked to bruxism. And Carol says, whoa. Well, how do you know I have bruxism? Just because I wake up with a headache doesn't mean that I have bruxism. And I say, no, not necessarily. There are other things that we look at before we diagnose someone with bruxism. So as a dental assistant for almost 5 years, it is part of my job to visibly be able to identify what bruxism looks like in the mouth prior to the doctor coming in, so I can explain to the doctor the reason for the patient's visit that day. So what I look for when I look in a patient's mouth is I lean them back, I shine a light on their mouth, and I look for anatomy. I look for hills and valleys in the teeth. And hills and valleys, when I say that, looks like this. There are grooves in the teeth and they have some height and some length and width to them. So that's important. We like to see tooth anatomy or hills and valleys. What we don't like to see, and is the number one tell sign of a patient that grinds and clenches their teeth, is a flat plain occlusion or flat, small, short teeth. And that is the number one sign to know that someone is grinding at night. And we say that it happens at night because during the day, again, if you know, it's very situational, the bruxism, but there is sleep bruxism. And bruxism, I've seen it in 95% of the patients that I have seen. They're completely unaware of it. They're completely unaware that they are grinding. And during the day, it can be so mild that it goes completely unnoticed as well. But at nighttime, how can you notice? How do you know if you are grinding and clenching your teeth? Unless you have a partner in bed with you that can, you know, audibly hear you grinding and clenching your teeth at night, you know, it's really hard to self-diagnose that you have bruxism. The only way to truly diagnose bruxism is with regular dental visits. Your dentist will be able to identify bruxism in the mouth very quickly. And we also take radiographs and do other comprehensive exams to really narrow down the bruxism, but the number one tell sign is to look at the anatomy of the teeth. You can see certain wear patterns on the teeth when someone has bruxism, so that's another way to see. But Carol had enough of me explaining that. So she then asked me, well, what do I do? How do I stop this grinding and clenching of my teeth? And the most simplest answer I wanted to give her was grab her and say, well, stop being so stressed. But that's easy to say, especially during these times. But I told her, you know what? Let's start with do more of what you like to do. If it's to go on a walk in the morning, do that. If it's to hang out with your dog because your dog makes you feel better, do that. Try to live a more stress-free life. So we start with that, but again, a majority of patients do the grinding and clenching at night. So even though it might be easy to catch yourself grinding and clenching during the day, it will definitely be impossible to stop doing it at night unless you have a night guard. And a night guard is made by your dentist and is custom fitted to the patient's teeth. So this night guard, and here is my friend Bob. This night guard fits on Bob's teeth exactly and very custom to his smile here. The night guard is made out of a hard acrylic plastic. It does not have much give at all, as it should not. We don't want it to be soft and breakable. We want it to be soft or hard and durable. So the night guard protects your teeth from being worn anymore. They're very comfortable. They only come up about 1 millimeter or 2 up to the teeth. They do not cover the gum lines, so it's comfortable to wear at night. So this night guard is worn all night and then taken out every morning, rinsed and dried, and put back in the case. But let me tell you, people who are prescribed a night guard by most dentists that I've worked with have never not worn a night guard ever again in their life. The night guard has relieved a lot of stress and tension off of their jaws and has helped them to sleep better at night. They don't wake up with headaches in the morning. So with that being said, whatever form of bruxism you may have, whether it's during the day or at night, it's very important to get it addressed by your medical professional, whether it be an MD or a dentist, preferably a dentist. You know, it's important to get it addressed and get proper treatment because we only get one set of teeth, and unfortunately, you know, it can become very expensive to repair them as we lose them. So your best bet is a piece of plastic, and it's going to go a very, very long way. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I cannot diagnose, but I can answer any questions you guys may have. Thank you.